Evaluating percentage of completion. You probably have been in the situation in which somebody tells you, you know what, we are at 90%, and then they proceed at 90% for a whole lot of time, and they never seem to finish the remaining 10%. So evaluating percentage of completion is always tricky, right? So let's have a look at how you can evaluate percentage of completion without being too dependent on the subjective evaluation of the owner of the work packages. There are a couple of generic rules that you can use, right? In general, however, remember what we are doing is sacrificing a bit of accuracy in exchange for objectivity. That's the trade-off that we are doing. So let's have a look at the possible options that we have. These are the most common options, right? Imagine that you have a very big work package, maybe a 2-month work package. Okay? This big work package, you could split it down into separate milestones that you will be tracking. So assume that you've ordered a new equipment which will need to be installed and then commissioned and accepted, right? So what you can do is break down, based on your cost estimates, the value that you have for the 3 main milestones. And you, ahead of time, you define that at installation complete, you will evaluate 40% done. At commissioning complete, you will evaluate 70% done. And once you gain acceptance, you will consider 100% done. Now, what happens is that the installation work starts and your work package owner tells you, we are nearly installed, so we are at 35% complete. No, you stay at 0% complete until they tell you that yes, the installation is complete. That's when you come to 40%. Same thing happens with commissioning, same things happen with acceptance. So you will automatically notice, if this drags on and installation takes longer than expected, that you are still at 0% while they are telling you you're nearly finished installation, but you're still at 0%. This is swapping accuracy for objectivity. You also have some fixed formulas that you use in case you have multiple work packages ongoing roughly at the same time, right? And there are different percentages that you can use. In this case, typically you're talking about relatively small work packages and you have multiple of them ongoing in a similar time frame. The most common percentages that you do are either 0% at the start of the work package, 100% at the end of the work package. This has the big advantage of obliging you to track only one milestone. You're actually only interested in the end of the work packages. You would use this only for very simple, very small work packages. Another very common approach is these last two, so either 20% at the beginning of the work package, 80% at the end, or 25% at the beginning and 75% at the end, or 30% and 70%. So you can have that type of stuff. But the main point you will notice is that at the last milestone, you don't recognize the full 100%. You're leaving something out. The reason for this is that you have a whole package of work packages which are ongoing at the same time, and you wait for the last work package in the whole package to be complete before you declare all of the work packages to be 100% complete. This is if you're expecting cleanup work to be done and things like that at the end of the last work package. A very simple method to use is the 50-50 rule. Essentially, you recognize 50% at the beginning of the work package, 100% at the end of the work package, and you proceed this way. Right? So if a work package is finished, you're recognizing 100% of that work package. Work packages which have just started or that are ongoing, 50%. Work packages that have not yet started, 0%. And the idea is that you will have some work packages which are close to the end, others that have just started. If you have enough work packages and they are more or less similar in size, the error should wash itself off, right? That's the logic between these. So as you can see, when we shift to estimating the percentage of completion in a more, let's say, objective manner, what we are doing is sacrificing some level of accuracy, right? And this is a trade-off that you need to decide for yourselves in the cases of your own real work packages that you're tracking. I hope you found this useful, and this simple, basic overview of the earned value management is hopefully going to be useful for your projects. Cheers.